Half a day. My name is Layla Staffler. I am here to talk to you about the Circles transition process. Circles is an interagency process of collaboration for student transition. What is Circles? Circles is a form of interagency collaboration where groups work together for a common goal. There are 3 levels of groups that work for Circles. The first level of group is the community level, which includes the agency bosses and the decision makers. The next level of collaboration would be the school level team. This would include the agency caseworkers and providers. And finally, the IEP team, which would include the student, the family, the school, and any other advocates that support the goals of this student. The purpose of Circles is to allow all of the agencies to collaborate and plan so that they can provide and facilitate support services directly to the students and families who need it the most, so that they may transition out of high school and into the real world while they are connected to the agencies that provide adult services. This process is designed for students and their families to prepare for transition after high school for 3 purposes. Those purposes would be for training and employment, post-secondary education, or independent living. We have many partners in the Circles process. These different agency partners provide multiple services that can support students in their next steps. When we have multiple agencies collaborating together, they can look at what types of services they offer to make sure that they don't duplicate their efforts, ensuring a wider variety of services that all go towards the same clientele. At this time, we have a variety of community partners that collaborate on the Transition Coalition, all in support of providing students with special needs these transition services post-graduation. How does the Circles process work? The Circles process requires that students learn about self-advocacy and self-determination skills as early as possible. So whatever grade level a student begins their Circles process, whether it's in elementary or middle school, it's highly recommended that students are learning about self-advocacy skills and self-determination skills. Throughout their middle school year, we want to continue expanding their advocacy skills and self-determination skills, and to develop their career exploration based on their interests. It's also important that students participate in their IEPs on an annual basis. By doing so, it will prepare them for the actual Circles meeting, which would happen in the high school years. How the Circles process works in high school is that all students with an IEP would be enrolled in a transition advocacy course. This course is usually taught to underclassmen. In this course, they learn about their individual disabilities. They learn about their IEP and all of the parts of the IEP. They learn how an IEP is also supposed to support their goals. The Circles process also includes transition surveys and career interest mapping, so that when you decide which agencies to involve, you already have all of that information. These are all the different things that you would have been planning and collecting information about since the students began their high school career. It is still important that students participate in their IEP on an annual basis, because in doing so, that student is practicing their self-advocacy skills and using the tools that they learned in their transition advocacy course, which will prepare them for their final Circles meetings. One of the key elements in the transition advocacy course is a PowerPoint presentation that the students would use annually in presenting at their IEP. A student will have 1 Circles meeting their junior year, 1 Circles meeting their senior year. Each meeting would include the agencies that have been listed since they've attended school, ensuring that all of the partners participating will be at their final Circles meeting. These agency partners that attend the meeting will begin the application process with the students, so that at the end of their graduation process, that student will be directly linked with the agency provider, so that when graduation happens, the transition is complete. Why should people consider Circles? Circles is an evidence-based program that has been used to conduct research across the nation in trying to make the transition process more streamlined, so that they're actually providing services to students in need and connecting them to the service providers more completely than in past experiences. It has been found to increase engagement and employer outcomes for students with disabilities after graduation of high school. It also helps the agency providers look at what services they have so they can make sure that they're not duplicating services that other agencies are also providing, thus reallocating their funding to ensure that they can provide broader services that can meet all the clientele that they are aiming for. Thank you so much for your time. I hope that you will be interested in using circles for your child's transition process.